That's when we're hosting our closing ceremony,
Sorry
and we will
guys,
be live
had a weird
announcing our
glitch.
theme. So definitely check out our
Some reason it
closing
stopped,
ceremony
but we're
on
back.
August 9th,
Anyways, oh
10
my
a.m.
god.
Additionally, we have our participation requirements here. So all team members must have a registered account on the dev forum, and each
Oh
team
my
must consist
god.
of 1 to 5 members. Additionally, each member must consist a good standing with Roblox moderation, and the experience must have been created during the challenge period. And your team and project must comply to the terms and participation listed on our dev forum. And for our submissions requirements, we require that each of you guys submit a playable public Roblox experience link. You only need to submit one per team. So if you have 5 members, only one person needs to submit the link. Additionally, pre-made assets and previous
I
existing
see. It's
code are
like
allowed,
captions.
and you must list them in the submission survey. But remember, when we're looking at these games, we're looking for originality as well, as it is part of our judging criteria. Optional, we also allow people to create a 30 to 90-second video trailer where you can upload that video on YouTube. Whether you want to make it unlisted or public, that's up to you, as long as we have access so that we can look over the videos as well. And webcams and microphones are optional. We don't require you to talk or show your face. And not all members of the team need to be in the video as well. But I know you guys have been looking forward to the prizes this year. And we will be
Oh my
looking
god.
over the games through 5 different categories, which is best technical quality, most creative game concept, most immersive experience, best video trailer, and global citizenship award.
Wow,
So each of
everybody
these
guys.
categories will have a first, second, and third place winner. So the first place will get $600 per team member. The second place will get $400 per team member, and the third place will get $200 per team member through our Go gift cards. Additionally, we have a very big prize for you guys. The grand prize for
Oh,
whoever
imagine
wins
like
the best overall
dude,
experience
that's
gets a
actually pretty
fully
cool.
paid trip to the Roblox Developer
Wow.
Conference. I mean, this is huge.
That's pretty
And this
cool
includes
actually.
transportation, lodging, and event tickets as well. So definitely feel free to try out the Game Jam. Even if you're new, just try it. Whether you want to do it by yourself or with the team, definitely check this out.
Where's my free prize?
So I know
Where's my
you
free
guys have saw
prize?
this in our dev forum post. Yes, we are releasing a new virtual prize series. A lot of you guys have been asking, and we have heard, and we have decided to call it the Chronicles of Developer Magic. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, those items look so cool. I love the hat,
Do you think
the
that she's doing
robe,
this on
like those
gunpoint?
swan, like they all look
Like she, like
amazing.
the role, like
So
David
we have a
Suzuki
new
is
series for
just
both participation and winner
Oscarine. He's
series,
just
and
holding a pew
we
pew
have taken a lot of
tool,
time
and she's
to
telling her,
review
"You
this,
better
and we
say
are
this.
so
You
excited to share
better
it with you
say this
guys.
to
This
our
unfortunately does
royally
mean that we are
awful
departing from
community,
our
even
first
though we have
series.
no connections toward
So
them."
if you weren't able to get those prizes, unfortunately they are now not available. But look at all these prizes that you're able to get, and if you don't know how to get
Wow,
these, all you have to do is participate in a game jam. So if you participate in a
I'm
game jam,
jamming
you
it.
can get the first row,
I like
but if
break
you end up
jam.
winning one of our game jams, you'll be able to get the second row. So if you guys are wondering, where do I find a team? How do I actually connect with these people? Well, we have a channel just for you. In our Roblox Creators Discord server, we have a looking for a team channel right there. So you guys feel free to use that channel to find team members, or if you just want to connect and network with people, this is the perfect place for you guys to do it. It is at discord.gg/roblox/creators, or scan that QR code right there.
Scan the QR
So
code,
yeah,
guys.
welcome to our opening ceremony here at Inspire 2025. I hope you guys are all seated, you guys are all comfortable, because we are ready to start our very first workshop. Now,
Oh
I am
hell
so
yeah!
excited to introduce this guy. He is one of the nicest people I've ever met, and I'm so excited that he is
TVG
speaking here
giving head.
today. Can we give a round of applause to Mario Fly 5?
Super Mario.
Ooh,
Woo!
yeah.
How are you today, Mario Fly 5?
I'm good. I'm great. Yeah. How are you doing?
I am doing great. It is 9:13 here at Roblox HQ, but we are so excited to have you here. And whenever you're ready, feel free to share your screen and you can totally kick it off.
Sure. Let me just. I think it's that one. There we go. Cool. Can you guys see everything? Yes, you can.
Hello,
Okay, that's
British
great.
man.
So,
Bottle of water.
first off, hi everyone. This is my talk on how to grow a game. We're going to go through some of the kind of fundamental,
Bro,
I
where's
guess,
the QR
things
code?
I think you guys should keep in mind when you're like starting off, or you kind of got that base game idea and you want to kind of take it to the next level. But first, a little bit of an introduction. I'm Mariofly5. I'm a game designer. I'm also a creative director. I've been making games on Roblox for over 10 years, and I've worked on over 20 games on Roblox. Some you may have even played right now. As a game designer, I work a lot in creating satisfying gameplay and memorable moments. Chances are, if you've been playing some of the really top games on the platform recently, you've probably seen some of the moments that I've engineered. But today, we're going to focus on you guys. We're going to focus on how you guys can achieve success. And I'm going to give you guys a bit of an overview of what the talk's about today. We're going to explore the core loop. We're going to look at why you need a core loop first and foremost, why is it important. And then we're going to look at how you can kind of improve it, what you can do to ensure it's airtight. Next, we're going to look at players. We're going to understand why they need to be listened to and the different ways you can do that. And then finally, we're going to take a glance at retention, one of the most important analytics that a developer has at their disposal, and some generic ways that you can set your game up to best take advantage of it. Now, starting off, I know what a core loop is. Some of you might know what a core loop is, but for the people that don't, we need to understand what a core loop is. The core loop is effectively the gameplay cycle that your players repeat over and over again.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
It is effectively what makes your game fun. It is the essence of your game almost boiled down and reduced to its very core. If your game was like a toy, the core loop would be how a kid plays with it. And if that loop makes or breaks, players may not stay in game at all. So that's why you really got to focus on what makes a good core loop. But what makes a good core loop? Well, I've come up with 3 different things. There are plenty of different factors in what makes a good core loop, but these are especially relevant today on Roblox. The first one is you need a simple core loop. Some of the best core loops are the ones you don't even need to teach. There are so many games out there on Roblox that have this grand idea that's super cool, and then the moment you get into it, the moment a new player gets into it, they're like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? You don't want that. You want players to just jump straight in and just understand it. You want to establish a loop so simple that it can be done quickly and that it can be understood quickly, because that is the route to then making it engaging. On top of making a simple core loop, you also want to make sure that your core loop has enough rewards and enough enticement for the player to keep going. You don't want them to just go around the loop once. You want them to go around it multiple times. So really focus, after you've got like a kind of simple loop, on making your game fun. That's like the key part of any game, is to be fun. And okay, you've got a simple fun loop. What can you do next? Now, in order to expand for growth, you have to make it expandable. But when some developers go in and make a expandable core loop, or they try to add stuff to their core loop, sometimes they break it, sometimes they overcomplicate it. And the way that I like to design core loops, which I think would be a great way for you guys to do it, is to think of it like an iceberg. When your players are going through the game, you want them to consume almost as little as they need to understand the game, and enough that they're engaged.
How do I do the challenge thing anyways?
But then, as players are playing on and they're spending more time in your game, you want them to be able to kind of peel off layers of that iceberg. You want them to go further and further down the iceberg. And with each layer, they're taking in a certain amount of information and a certain amount of engagement and kind of content, so they're not overwhelmed, but you're retaining players in the same way, because you've got something that's simple to understand, you've got something engaging, and as they're going further and further, you're keeping those 2 factors the same as they go further and further and stay with your game more. So, in short, a good core loop: simple, engaging, and expandable. But why is the core loop important? Why should you make a good core loop in the first place? Well, a good core loop is a contributor as to why people play. If your core loop isn't fun, growth as a whole aspect will be impossible. It will be near impossible. Because if you spend so much time trying to make this super polished, overcomplicated loop, you may end up forgetting what players were interested in your game in the first place. And like a toy, if your core loop just breaks, players will just drop the toy. They'll drop the game and they will move on. And there is a huge selection of games on Roblox they will move on to. A great core loop really does set your game up for success in the long term. Now, we're going to lead into our first challenge.
Oh,
kind
here
of
we go, here we
section
go, here we go.
guys, which is going to be a little bit of a
Oh my
question.
God.
I'm assuming the
I'm so
QR code will just
excited.
appear at some point. Yeah, there we go.
Right here, bro.
So scan this QR code,
Scan this QR code,
and
guys,
feel free to
get a free
have a go at
item.
the question. I'll give you guys a bit of a minute here.
There we go. What's the best way to make sure the guys remember? It's like school, guys. Pay attention. Make sure the basic is simple.
Oh, it's got nice music.
I fucking don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Make sure the basic is simple. Yeah, probably the first one, right?
All right, guys. I'm going to give you, just if you're answering a question, I'll give you 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So I'm sure some of you have kind of gone through the questions there. To be truthful, I know the question. I can't remember the answer off the top of my head, but the best way to make your game core loop stronger is to focus on, the simple bits, the expandable bits, and something that's engaging. Now, the next section we're going to focus on are your players. This is like a huge part of your game.
10.
Growing a game really means you do need to understand your players, and there are a million different ways you can do that.
I was
You
right.
might
Let's go.
even, make a game thinking, I'm going to have
Yeah, I was
these
right.
kinds
Let's
of
go,
players
guys.
play
I
the
got
game.
it, I think.
And then
I
actually,
hope I did it on
a
time.
month down the line, you might have a whole different variety of players.
Let's go,
playing it.
fellas. We got
And
it.
Really, growth
Let's
is
go.
not just about understanding
I
your
think I did
players,
it.
but
I think I can
aligning the
leave
fun
now.
factor with what those players are expecting. So
Yeah,
then
once you do
your players are
that,
growing alongside your
yeah.
game. But what are some easy ways to learn from players? Well, first and foremost, the most powerful tool, I use this quite a lot. Analytics and funnels and custom events. They're a great tool that you can use to understand both player pathing,
folks,
player
thank you for
behavior,
watching.
and a whole host of other
I'm
things.
sadly
about what they're doing.
busy today, so
For
I'm not gonna
example,
be
you can
able
look at their
to continue it.
playtime. You can
So,
understand how long they're
yeah.
engaged.
Anyways, yeah, I think I got it. I just